Hey, this is Steven from Legit PC, and this is my review of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. So this is going to be kind of a 24-minute video, and it's going to be basically a lot of gameplay because there's not too much variation in the plot, like I'm going to say here in a second. But I did have quite a bit of trouble playing the game, getting it to actually launch. I think it was a little bit of conflict between the Avery Media Live Gamer HD software and the game, because whenever I turned that off, it allowed me to play, and as you see here, it had some problems logging in. So we're going to go into the video options, and it's definitely got a lot of video options. So of course you can change your resolution and all that kind of stuff, max number of rendered frames, and all different kinds of stuff, the MSAA, anti-aliasing, and yeah, there's quite a bit of things to change, and you also have a field of view that you could change, slider, which is really cool. It's not included in a whole lot of games. Usually you have to go into the INI file and change it, which kind of sucks. I'd rather have it in the game. So then you just save those, and then you go down to calibration to do all the gamma and stuff like that. It doesn't have the beginning like most games do, where they ask you to change the gamma. So you just kind of do it here. So I just mess around with it here and then change it back to the default values. I just change it back to default values. And then go into video quality, and then here of course it's got quite a bit of settings here. You just could pick the overall quality preset or change the individual ones. So I basically just went in and changed everything to pretty high, and I went into custom of course to change it. And I did have to turn this down because they were too high. But of course I go max at first just to see what I get to. Alright, so next clip I'm just going to show driving as well as the engine, right, what the game looks like. And you can see that by going with this certain type of 2007, like 80s futuristic type thing with robots and whatnot, they were able to kind of slack on the graphics and still be kind of representative of the time period and what we thought was going to happen in 2007. So, but otherwise it's a pretty interesting world, and if you look at it really closely, you can tell that it is pretty much based on Far Cry 3. That's why Far Cry 3 is in the name. They basically changed the animations in the game, but everything else is pretty much the same. Animations, guns, characters, things like that, as well as, of course, the look of the world, but it is very similar, as the vehicles are almost identical. And, of course, this game definitely has a lot of comedy in it. So you'll see here, like the explosives don't work and whatnot. And other than that, the plot is very, very short. Like if you go all the way through and not go through all the unlockables, you'll pretty much do it within maybe 2 hours. But if you want to do better in the final mission, then I would suggest going through all of the garrisons and liberate them. And then you get the missions to go on to unlock more stuff, as well as collecting TV sets and learning more about the characters by collecting these files. That it would allow you to do better in when you go and fight Sloan, which is the enemy character, which the enemy cyborg slash character. So this clip here, I basically go through one of the missions, and of course, it shows the scientist. The scientist is the guy I'm working with. And they have really funny comedy, and the game has a lot of funny lines. And the farther you go on, it'll change at one point, where like the first portion of the game, you'll hear a lot of the same thing, and then all of a sudden, in one part of the game, he won't say it anymore. He'll say something else. We'll get to another part where he won't say that again either.
You did it. Now I just need to hack the system and expose that reactor core.
Attention.
But it has a whole bunch of random stuff, and this allowed the devs at Ubisoft Montreal to kind of just mess around with what they have. And of course, it originally started out as like a joke with Ubisoft. We're like, let's get Far Cry 3 and make a completely funny game. You know, what would the funniest game be? Funniest or stupidest game? They're like, why don't we do like futuristic or whatever, an 80s future. But the weapons are really cool, as well as you know, the walking speed, because like you can walk and jump really high, as well as I even like the stealth portions of it. I don't have too much stealth in this video. You might see one portion where it's stealth, but you could pretty much do all the garrisons that you go through. Most of the time you could get through stealth and no one ever know that you're there, and never turn on any alarms. As well as some of the missions you could get through by just using stealth. And of course, in this game there is a lot of enemies. There's the blood dragons, there's the Mega Force right there, and there's different types of Mega Forces. Ones with shotguns, one with pistols, ones with assault rifles, ones that have chain guns, flamethrowers, all different kinds of stuff. As well as ones with cars and ones on the boats. But I think this game was really well thought through, but I did have a lot of problems. I got to a point where I couldn't figure out why it wasn't playing. I couldn't play it for like 3 or 4 days. It would just automatically hold or freeze up right there, and I couldn't play it. So it's like, I paid for the game and I couldn't play it for a while. After I figured out that that's what was causing the problem, I was able to get back in. After I tried uninstalling it. So if you do have any problems playing it, if you do get it and you have any problems playing it, check to make sure that you don't have any hooks in the way, because it doesn't like hooks too much. Which that was the software was, it was a hook. And this is the end of this portion. I'm going to go on to another combat scene. And then here's a little stealth portion at the beginning here. This is another kind of long clip, and talk a little bit more about what's in the game. So those are the things, just like dice that you use to distract the enemies and whatnot. They'll go and investigate it. You can see the mechanic where you go in front of something and your gun goes up. And if you haven't noticed, on the top left I'm drawing out the frames per second, and the game runs really smooth, but I would get random texture pop-ins, as well as some glitching in the game where it's like unplayable. You can't see straight forward, like the floor extrudes up into the sky so you can't see through it unless you look down, and then you can see barely in front of you. Here somehow they know where I'm at, so they start throwing grenades. And you can see a little bit more of the arsenal that we have here. And I think that the game has a really expansive arsenal, as well as places to go and just explore. And it has a video. I have a video of something that I didn't put in here, but when you randomly go through the world, you'll see a Mega Force fighting with the scientists, and the scientists will always say something funny. As well as even when you're infiltrating bases, the Mega Force will say funny stuff that you don't really hear in other games. So I thought that Ubisoft did a good job with it. It was something that you don't see very often, and something you probably won't see very often again. They might, after seeing, depending if this is successful or not. I particularly like it, but I'm not completely sure if it was technically successful. You see, and then of course the healing portion there is absolutely hilarious. unlockable, the hearts that you use to distract the blood dragons. And you're maxed out at 99. You can't get any more after that. You can see even the reload animations are pretty crazy. I particularly like all the animations that are used in this game. Are really good, and some of them are pretty funny. Like if you hold F, it'll flip off the enemy or whatever. I didn't have a video of that. But just those little add-ins in the game make it kind of like, almost like an indie game feel, but from a professional development team. Or a professional development studio. So here's some more stealth. They saw me, and visibility went up. So he's gonna come up and investigate. And also, you kind of see the explosive ammo rounds. That's one of the unlockables I got. That there's plenty of expansion in this game to expand your weapons and get them exactly where you want. And even there's comedy, like in the descriptions of each weapon. Well, each weapon attachment per se. You see here another reload animation.
Shotgun.
So this next clip, I'm going to show a little bit about the weapons that are in the game, as well as the store where you customize your weapons. And in this video review, I'm not going to have anything showing the garrison infiltrations, but that's pretty straightforward. So here you see like all the stuff you could upgrade and add to your gun or whatnot. So here I buy like a mag pouch. And this gun is pretty much fully upgraded. And here you can see one of the glitches where like the walls and like the floor extrudes up. And this happened like 3 or 4 times right as I'm about to get to like an objective. I get this, and yeah. So I guess kind of to sum it up, and then I'll let you guys watch this without any voiceover. The campaign's really short. But it does have quite a bit of plot and stuff that it doesn't tell you too much plot in the game. You mainly have to figure out why the characters are there by picking up the files and whatnot. And of course you have cool environments like this. You know, it's like an Aztec environment. You're getting chased by everything. Where like the only place of that you can kill them is in their head. So I think they did a good job, and it's definitely cheaper than Far Cry 3. I can't remember the exact price, so I'll have to put that in the description. And I think I got it from Green Man Gaming. I think it was on sale. I don't know if it was on sale or not. I don't remember. But it's good. It's a good game to play if like if you're looking for a budget game and you played Far Cry 3 and you want to play some more, I guess of it. If it wasn't enough for you, not enough Far Cry 3, then you can pick this game up and play it. Or if you just want to see something funny. But not like too overly funny. Of course, it gets too action pretty quick. So in summary, I think it's a great game, and if you're thinking about picking it up, you should. I wish the plot was longer and that you just didn't have to go through garrisons, but each garrison is different, so every time that you want to take over a garrison, each one is got a little bit different style and theme to it. Some are underground, some are above ground, some you can take zip lines through. There's even one on the water, and then after that, of course, you have those 2 missions where you could either save the scientist from the Megaforce, or you could find a certain key enemy and kill him with a certain weapon, which is basically like and you see another portion there of where if you jump down on the enemy, it stabs him in the chest. Yeah, so I'll let you enjoy the rest of the scene. I just got maybe another. It's got another 6 minutes, and it has pretty much all the weapons and fighting a huge hordes of undead zombies. And then we'll go to the conclusion after that, and we'll conclude the review. So enjoy the rest of the scene.
Detected a new weapon.
Think you can claim your prize? The dead have a voice in this too. Feel the charade.
This is my first time killing guys. I hope it's not the last.
Enemies inbound.
Is there a sale on dead guys?
Opened. New weapon detected.
Just wanted to say that you could also hear the score of the game is absolutely hilarious. I think that the music of the game, the music choice, is totally matching with the game. So the story, the gameplay, the characters, the music, all going hand in hand in this particular game. So another 3 minutes of this scene, and then we'll go on to the conclusion of the review of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
You've survived so far, but you will not reach the end.
detected.
Get some.
Kill star detected.
Alright, so that is the end of the Carnage, so this is going to be the conclusion. I just think that the game is absolutely crazy. It has a certain flair and style that you won't see in a game for a long time now, and you probably won't see the likes of it again, depending on whether this did good or not. So great voice acting, great animations, love the reload animations, love the whole overall style, you know, the 80s futuristic theme, as well as the comedy and the cutscenes and things like that. Plot is pretty short and not super deep, but of course it's just full of carnage. It's basically centered on carnage and comedy pretty much, as well as it's pretty quick to get through, but I would highly recommend it. And it's a great game, and it's really cool, and it's also very cheap. Alright, so this has been Steven from Legit PC, and thank you for watching my review on Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. If you like my videos, please subscribe for other videos like it, and thanks for watching.